Hey guys, what's up? It is Steve Witchell. It is Thursday, Throwback Thursday, June 10th, 2021. I'm coming to you live. It's 12:17 Central Time here in New Orleans. If it's not that time equivalent in your time zone, you're watching the replay. Just as good though. If you'd like to comment while we're live, it'll say live right there on your screen. And just make sure you click the link that lets StreamYard show your name so I know who you are and I can address you by name and perhaps even put you on the screen. Throwback Thursday this week decided to go with the Record Store Day theme. Record Store Day this year is on Saturday, June 12th. Last year it was postponed. It was canceled because of the pandemic, because of COVID, because people weren't going out to stores. Do you remember that? It was so long ago. Now we're out of it, and it's so nice to be out of it. We can go into stores, a lot of places you don't need to wear masks anymore. A lot of people are vaccinated. Beautiful thing. So Record Store Day is a great thing to celebrate. And I'm using it on Throwback Thursday because it is certainly a throwback into the way we listen to music. These days, we listen on streaming services like Spotify, Amazon, Pandora. And prior to that, it was digital files, downloading them, and iTunes and all that. People still use iTunes, I guess. But prior to that, it was CDs. Before that, it was cassettes. Before that, it was vinyl records. I'm sure there's a lot of people in this Cover Band Central audience that remember listening to records. And some of you still have record collections and even record players. And in recent years, it has kind of come back into form of having record players and turntables being sold and records being sold and artists releasing vinyl. I've seen it in stores, even just your Walmarts and whatnot. I've seen vinyl, but this is a time to celebrate record stores. When I was in my 20s, growing up, one of my first quote unquote real jobs was working for a record store. I started as a Christmas temp employee in 1989 for Sam Goody. You guys remember Sam Goody? Musicland was the parent company of Sam Goody, and they were, for a time, the #1 music retailer in the U.S. And I worked my way up from a Christmas temp to a part-time employee, and then to a assistant manager, and then to a store manager. And I spent 7 years working for that company, and for most of that time, I was a store manager. And I loved record stores. I loved that job for the most part. You know, it's a job, so there were aspects of the job that I didn't like. But for the most part, I loved it. I got to listen to music all day. I got to hear the new releases right away. I got free promos all the time. And I loved being around music. And sadly, those days are gone, man. The big box record stores, Tower, Sam Goody, all of them are no longer, and they have been no longer for a long time. However, there are a lot of mom and pop stores still out there that sell records. And you know, a lot of people talk about supporting local businesses, and really trying to help your community out economically. So this is a really good opportunity to go out and support your local business. There's record stores out there, and sometimes you have to search for them. You didn't even know there was one because they don't really advertise, but look for it in your local community. Go find your local record store and support local businesses and get yourself some sweet vinyl or something else. Record stores don't only carry vinyl. They remember the days they carry knickknacks and posters and patches and stickers and all sorts of things like that. And this is a really good opportunity to get back into the record store. Remember that feeling of flipping through records and stuff. It's so much more gratifying than it is just streaming music. Yeah, they had a Tower Records in San Francisco. Rick says there were Tower Records everywhere. There were Sam Goodies everywhere back in the day. But I know there's a record store, at least one in my area. So I'm going to go out on Saturday and check it out and visit. I'll show you real quick on my screen here. I did a little bit of research here. So there is a whole list of records being released on Saturday. You see, it says drop Saturday, June 2nd, AC/DC 12-inch single. And this goes alphabetically through this whole list. Singles, LPs, 12-inch singles. This is on nme.com. I just did a search for Record Store Day and I found this, but check this out. I mean, those Deftones, cool. There's a little Devo, older bands, newer bands. There's a whole boatload of records being released, Elvis. And there's nothing cooler than actually sitting, if you want to listen to music, just sitting with a turntable and putting it on and hearing that scratchiness and the pops and the all that stuff the way it was meant to be, the way it used to be. So I highly encourage you out there to give yourself a little throwback and go get yourself a record. If you don't have a record player, get yourself one of those too. I'm sure those stores sell those as well, but you can get one. If you have one already though, go out and get yourself a new piece of vinyl, or just go shop, go browse, go check it out. Buy some little knickknacks there. Certainly a throwback to older times, and it's a great way if you have kids to introduce them to the way you grew up listening to music. You can one of the best things, beautiful things about listening to records back in the day was not only listening to the record, but you have this big thing with the liner notes, and so a lot of times there's like a booklet, there's pictures in it and lyrics, and you could just kind of listen to the whole thing and get the whole experience of the album the way it used to be, the way it was meant to be, and listening to an album from start to finish and reading the liner notes, like who played the guitar solo on this song, what are the lyrics, who produced it, all that information on there, and look at the various pictures. They've really kind of boosted it up the way they present these things now. But even back in the old days, it was just fun to just stare at the picture and enjoy the record from start to finish. When's the last time you listened to a record from start to finish, even like on Spotify or anything? People don't do, it's a lost art. People don't do that as much anymore because it's all about random songs and streaming, which is great. It has its value. I use it too, but it's nice to throw back to a little bit of the way things used to be listening to records. So Saturday, June 12th is Record Store Day. So I highly encourage you to get out and support your local businesses instead of going to the big box stores. Go to your local mom and pop stores, and especially now coming out of this pandemic, a lot of those stores are struggling. A lot of those businesses got hurt, got hit really bad for that year that things were locked down. So this is a really good time to give back to your community and go out and support those local businesses. So please do that. And let me know what you do, what you get. Post a picture in the Cover Band Central group of what you bought, or a picture of your store, or promote the store even in the Cover Band Central group. I'll certainly encourage that. I'll also encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Click on that link, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell. I do this video type of thing every weekday, Monday through Friday. Thursdays are Throwback Thursdays. And I'm trying to do them at noon Central. Today I had a webinar, so I couldn't get quite on at noon. And earlier in the week, I was a little bit later. But these are all available for replay on YouTube. All these videos that I've done are archived, so you go check that out and subscribe so you know when I'm going live. We're also live on Facebook too, in the group and on the Cover Band Central page. So check all that out, guys, and I hope you have a great day. See you tomorrow again for Funky Friday.